Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Have a seat. What is the meaning of this Arshiya?
So it means moonlight.
Means
Moonlight.
moonlight.
Yes, sir.
Computer Science, B.Tech.
Yes, sir.
From which university?
So JP University.
Huh?
JP University.
Very brilliant academic record.
And good subjects.
Okay, Arshiya, how do you define honesty? Because you have written, I'm hardworking and honest. My hardworking and honest nature will enhance my potential in services and my experience will help my future working.
Yes, ma'am.
So, can you express your honesty and...
Ma'am, honesty and the kind of effort I make when I work. So, ma'am, that for me is the biggest thing about honesty, that in the effort that I put in my work and in any job that I'm put in, so my effort in that job should be honest. And apart from that, ma'am, honesty, all-rounded honesty as well. Like to be in the government services, I don't want to be a corrupt officer, as they say. Ma'am, honesty in that, on that point as well.
Are you true to yourself?
Yes, sir.
How do you say this, you are high on empathetic understanding? How can you rate yourself that you are high on empathetic understanding?
Ma'am,
Can you give me any example or any story that you would like to share with us?
Yes, ma'am, be it college, be it school. So, ma'am, since my, whenever I see somebody in a situation, so I kind of understand that person's plight as well, not just as an onlooker. So, I have that sensitivity and empathetic quotient. So, even in college, whenever there used to be an issue, somebody getting bullied and all of those things, so ma'am, I would take a stand for people. I would understand what they're coming through.
You have rated yourself as high. Yourself or somebody else has rated you high.
Sir, a lot of people rate me high on the empathetic quotient.
But how are you going to prove to us that you have got this high rating?
Sir, even like I am in the excise and taxation department, like I'm serving in the excise and taxation department right now. So there also where we used to go for checkings. So sir, there are some people, there would be fairywalas and they would have some document issues. So sir, we could understand where some people are coming from, like big firms and everything. That's also understandable. Of course,
are you making justice to the department in that case?
So we listen to their point of the story. At least we wouldn't be totally. Like we wouldn't ask them to put the money at that instant itself. Like for the others, we can say that, but for some people, it gets really tough to produce that amount of money at that point of time. So we have MOVs that we sign for them that we'll detain your car and like you take your 2 to 3 days off and you can get your money by then. So we keep their papers and we keep their car and at least we give them time. So sir, and it's kind of very important in the services to understand because not everybody is at the same level. So to deal with different kind of people, we have to understand where they come from.
You are in allied services these days?
No sir, I cleared the HPAS exam 2 years ago. So currently I'm serving as the Assistant Commissioner in Excise and Taxation Department.
Assistant?
Assistant Commissioner in the Excise and Taxation Department.
What else you want?
Sir, I wanted to be in the administrative services probably.
You want
like
to
I
be in
want
the
to be
administrative
yes,
services?
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Since you are you've got a good academic background, what is the subtle difference
Yes, sir.
between these 4 terms?
Yes, sir.
So I am an army guy, so I'm going to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Terrorism,
Yes, sir.
militancy,
Yes, sir.
insurgency,
Yes, sir.
and fundamentalism.
Okay, sir.
Terrorism,
Militancy.
insurgency,
Yes, sir.
and fundamentalism. Will you like to take a try?
Yes, sir. Sir, terrorism is basically one group against the other in any form. So, sir, like a small group, like we cannot classify terrorists into a particular, like they belong to a particular religion or they belong to a particular sect. Anybody can be a terrorist. When
We are not talking terrorist, we are talking terrorism, like
yes, sir.
Hinduism,
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes,
है ना? Sikhism,
Yes, sir.
Jainism,
Yes, sir.
terrorism.
Yes, sir. Sir, I don't think I'll be able to put all 4 into
So you
a
try
specific.
whatever you can.
Yes, sir. So terrorism, according to me, is standing against the people, like hurting people. Like they have a particular notion about certain things, and they want to propagate that, they want to put that forward, even if to propagate that they have to harm others, they have to kill other people. So that according
Suppose
to
I told you that to
Yes,
help
sir.
you move
Yes, sir.
further,
Yes, sir.
help you answer the rest of the
Yes,
three.
yes, sir.
Suppose I told you that terrorism
Yes, sir.
is the umbrella name,
Yes, sir.
umbrella name for the rest of the game,
Yes, sir.
rest of the three of them,
Yes, sir.
terrorism.
Yes, sir.
It's an umbrella.
Yes, sir.
terror
For all
to
three.
शुरू कर
Yes,
It's
sir.
ism.
Yes, sir.
It's like, it is an ism.
Yes, sir.
It's an umbrella name.
Yes, sir.
Terrorism is an umbrella name.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk
your
of the next one.
principal may be terror in the school
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
despite not being a terrorist.
Terrorist, of course. Yes, sir.
If he enforces discipline,
Yes, sir.
some people will call him terror.
Terror. Yes, sir.
What is militancy?
Uh,
Militancy versus insurgency.
Sir, insurgency is coming into another area, entering,
Coming from outside.
Yes, sir, coming from
From-
outside into another area, entering a particular place. So militancy is locally from that area itself. So like the local militants, like we see in the northeast area. So some militancy is pretty like from that area itself, whereas insurgency is somebody coming from the outside.
इंसर्जेंसी शॉर्ट पीरियड आया,
Yes,
उधर
sir.
से आया,
Yes, sir.
इंसर्जेंट्स आए,
Yes, sir.
किया, चले गए. Militancy is the legacy that insurgency leaves behind.
Yes, sir.
Insurgents leave behind
Yes, sir.
for the locals
Yes, sir.
to take it further.
Yes, sir.
So that is, and what is fundamentalism?
So fundamentalism, I don't know. I mean,
Sir.
how to frame that.
But the
Sir.
fundamentalism is जैसे
Basic.
belief in faith होता ना
Yes, sir.
religion में.
Yes, sir.
जैसे there are Hindus who are
Fundamentalism.
fundamentalists.
Yes,
There are
sir.
Sikhs who can be called fundamentalism.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
You are a computer graduate.
Yes, sir.
So whatever department, I think in a taxation department.
Yes, sir.
So how this qualification and your abilities and the capabilities has going to help you
Yes,
in
sir.
this department?
So firstly, the government is, especially the Himachal government, is moving a lot towards e-governance.
What is
So-
in Pragati portal otherwise?
So Him Pragati portal is basically like for all the complaints that the citizens can put in, the government puts in notifications. So the Him Pragati portal is dealing with all of that online.
Okay.
So
Okay, so carry on with your first question.
Yes, sir. So, sir, now that the GST has come into play, so the electronic platform has taken a lot of people are using the electronic platform now for registrations, for cancellations. A lot of things that were done initially on paper is now being done online. So I feel that my knowledge in computer science and my BTech from that area, that really helps me with understanding the technicalities.
Okay, what is the scope of corruption in this GST, new GST model which has implemented?
Sir, because everything is online, so that has lowered the scope of corruption overall. Like, because when we go for checkings also, so we check the e-way bills online, we match their numbers, so everything, we are provided with portals, we are provided with our officer IDs, so that is what we check it on. So everything there, like it happens there and then, and the billing and everything is matched. And now we have ITCs, like in the new regime, now we have input tax credit, which is matched. So if there are ITC mismatches, then there are penalties and like according to the amount of mismatch that is there. So a lot of things have changed with the coming of GST.
So now the GST collection has increased
Yes, sir.
in
So the
comparison to other
GST
taxes, VAT and other all those.
because it has just started, so it's taking a little bit of time. But like overall, even in the COVID period, our recoveries were good. So the like we expected a lot of decline in the COVID period, but the recoveries were good. And right now we're getting the help from the center as well. So eventually, in 2 years, our recoveries will be enough to self-sustain the state, and we won't even need the
In which
center.
sector is the highest collection in revenue from Himachal? Which sector, particularly in Himachal?
So in Himachal, sir, I'm not sure about
I think this is you are in the same department. You should know
yes,
the
sir.
figures.
Sir, because right now I'm placed in the excise department, so like we deal
A rough
with liquor.
idea. Any rough idea?
What is the collection from the excise for Himachal Pradesh?
Sir,
शराब ਦੇ ਠੇਕਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬੇਟਾ ਕਿੰਨੀ
yes, sir.
ਆਉਂਦੀ?
Sir, like from the Shimla district, it's basically,
I'm asking for the state figure.
sir, I.
अच्छा चलो let's
No,
forget. Your papa is a joint commissioner in the same
Yes, sir.
department.
Yes, sir. He's also. in
You
the
stay
excise.
together.
Sir, he is in the head office and I'm in the district office. So
Where is the head office located?
both are in Shimla only, but the offices, the buildings are different.
Offices are different, but the home is same.
Yes,
You
sir.
can
Yes,
discuss
sir.
with your papa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are his views about? Have you ever discussed
Yes, sir.
the scope of your elevation to that level?
Sir, the Joint Commissioner level? Yes, sir, because my dad also came at the same post.
Direct ETO.
Yes, sir, he also came as an ETO, so now he is the Joint Commissioner. So we've discussed about that also. And in Himachal, now we're starting the Himachal Pradesh Revenue Services. Like initially, we did not have a different service grade for excise. Now we have gotten the Himachal Pradesh Revenue Services. Our postings is also changed now. The ETOs have become ACs. So my father has told me about the scope of growth. The next is the Deputy Commissioner who handles one district at a time. And after that, then there is the Joint Commissioner post, and they dealing with legacy cases and what's left of what's like of the pending cases of the VAT regime. That is what is being dealt with right.
चोर और सिपाही की गेम है ना,
हाँ जी सर.
बहुत पुरानी है,
Yes, sir.
सदियों से आ रही है.
हाँ जी.
अभी आप एक्साइज डिपार्टमेंट में
हाँ
हैं,
जी.
और नया रिजीम आ गया जो सर पूछ रहे थे कितना कलेक्शन हुआ,
हाँ जी,
पहले
हाँ
से
जी,
बढ़ा
हाँ
कि
जी.
नहीं.
हाँ जी.
इस चोर और सिपाही की गेम में ना,
हाँ जी.
चोर ऑलवेज एक्ट्स एंड सिपाही जो है ये ऑलवेज रिएक्ट्स
हाँ जी.
और रिस्पॉन्ड्स एट
Yes,
मोस्ट,
sir.
बट दिस गाय इज ऑलवेज अहेड.
Yes, sir.
तो हाउ हैज नाउ दिस गाय स्मार्टनड अप एंड बिकम अहेड ऑफ यू?
Yes, sir.
ही इज अहेड ऑफ यू.
Yes,
कोई चोर ने चोरी तो करनी है ना.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
वो कैसे कर रहा है? नए रिजीम में उसने क्या अपना what has he changed in his strategy?
Sir, the loopholes that people have found in the new regime include that in cases of services, you don't have to register for GST like below 20 lakhs. Like if your turnover is below 20 lakhs, and in case of goods, that's 40 lakhs in Himachal. So Himachal is a very small state. So a lot of dealers don't show their entirety as 40 lakhs above. So a lot of them are left out of the registration thing. And apart from that, if a person is in the composition taxpayer, which is 1.5 crores, if they do not, if they want to pay lesser amount of tax, they cannot claim ITCs. So these are the things that have proven to be loopholes. To yahan se, like the people are finding out ways. Apart from that, like if you have to carry goods, so the e-way bills will be above goods which are above 50,000. So people will make 5 bills of goods like of 40,000 and all of that. So they evade the e-way bill tax, like they evade coming in that process.
ये तो अभी आपको पता चल गया.
Yes, sir.
ये so how have you responded to this? आप उसको कैसे पकड़ रहे हो?
So we go.
आप क्या करते हो?
So we go on for checkings and we match their bills. We match their goods with their bills. So, but that has become a little bit of an issue because the barriers and the tolls are not there anymore. So that can be worked on, like the fast tag process can be put in so that like they can put their e-way bills in front of their windshield, so at least like they can be scanned, because otherwise physical checking of all the vehicles is not possible. So whenever we go out on checking, we go once a week, we go out on checkings and we check all the vehicles that are going from there. We check the trucks and their bills. So we check them for underbilling and they are penalized accordingly. So that is being done.
आपने किसी को पनिश किया?
Yes, sir.
How many guys in the last 1 month?
Sir, in the last 1 month, so we handled about 26 cases on our checkings, about 26, 27
What is the
cases.
minimum penalty imposed?
So 5,000, 2,500 also. Yes, sir. Minimum would be 2,500.
What is the maximum you have imposed so far?
So 4,70,000 on one case at a time.
If I have, अगर मैंने 1 लाख रुपया चोरी कर लिया और तुमको 25,000 रुपये पेनल्टी दे दी, जीता कौन?
सर जैसे उस केस में वो टैक्स जो लगना होता है वो भी लगेगा, बट उतनी ही पेनल्टी भी लगेगी. सो द अमाउंट ऑफ टैक्स दैट इज बीइंग लाइक द पर्सन इज ट्राइंग टू एवेड, उस वो टैक्स प्लस उतनी ही पेनल्टी. सो अगर आपके 1 लाख के गुड्स पे इफ देयर इज 50,000 टैक्स, तो फिर उसके अकॉर्डिंग सपोज 30,000 टैक्स, तो 30,000 आपका टैक्स लगेगा एंड 30,000 पेनल्टी. सो यू विल हैव टू पे 60,000 टू द.
Am I as a thief entitled after you have levied the penalty on me?
Yes, sir.
Can I take it to a consumer court or whatever?
Yes,
a court?
sir. They can take it to a consumer court. Yes, sir.
Can before going to the court, do I have to pay this and then go, or I go there and this hangs?
So mostly the payment is done beforehand only, but in some cases when the amount is very large, people go to the courts first. So after
And this
that,
hangs?
yes, and then the case is dealt with, and then usually they have to pay, sir, because the
Just
tax
one point.
Yes, sir.
who are the appellate authorities against your decision? Is it a court directly, or then there will be your seniors
Sir, it's
against the decision which
Yes,
you
sir.
have taken?
Yes, sir.
There will be appeal,
Yes, sir.
revision, and
Yes, sir.
review.
Yes, sir.
There are three terms used.
Yes, sir.
So who is the appellate authority against the decisions taken
sir-
by AC?
Sir, in our case, it's the judiciary only. We have a legal cell in our department who deal with all of the cases. So-
Legal cell in the same department?
Yes,
or
sir.
they have to go to the judicial court?
No, sir, we have a legal cell in the excise and taxation department. So, sir, we have lawyers there, we have advocates there. So, wherever like they handle the excise cases.
Sort of tribunal, huh?
Yes, sir. So they handle the excise cases. So initially,
Excise.
sir.
You are in the excise department. We are discussing the
Yes, sir.
general sales tax, GST.
Yes, sir. Sir, we are in state taxes and excise. So we are training in both of them. We are training in GST as well as in excise. Recently, it's been excise.
There are cases of illicit liquor,
Yes, sir.
and then there were some cases of in Punjab
Yes, sir.
where methylated alcohol
Yes,
was
sir.
mixed with the ethyl alcohol or water,
Yes, sir.
and then bottled up in foreign liquor bottles.
Bottles. Okay, yes, sir.
There are 3-4 distilleries which are operative in around
Yes, sir.
Chandigarh. So are there any such cases in Himachal also?
Sir, we
Illicit
haven't.
bottling of
Yes, sir. So I haven't experienced any in my tenure as yet, but we do visit distilleries and we do visit microbreweries that are operating. We check for their samples. Their samples are sent in the labs, and sir, everything is checked. So, like
you can't check it because all alcohol is an alcohol. Whether it is manufactured in a
Yes, sir.
distillery
Yes, sir.
or whether we also call it distilleries.
Yes,
The
sir.
other thing.
Yes, sir.
Those belong to some political people
Yes,
or
sir. Yes,
those
yes,
who
sir.
are
Yes,
backing
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
But the alcohol is same. You check it with the meter called hydrometer.
Sir, it's sent in the lab only.
Kya?
Sir, it's sent to the labs only, so they check for all the contents.
How do you check the purity of liquor? Don't you go to liquor vends and then put your hydrometer and check
No,
up
sir,
the density?
No, sir, we
Huh?
haven't done
Is it
that.
not?
So we haven't done that yet. Like the department might be doing it, but we, as in the trainees, we haven't been sent. to
You
do
are
that
under
yet.
training only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We haven't been posted yet.
Have you, as a small little girl, have you looked eyeball to eyeball with a liquor baron?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
with that badmash, have you looked at him in his eye?
Yes, sir. He did not seem like a badmash, but yeah, I have looked into people's eyes. And
Did he blink? Or
Yes,
you? Did he blink or you blinked?
Sir, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.